Hi, everybody. Welcome to the 11th. Sorry, that's me knocking stuff around. Welcome to the Love and Light Show with me, your host, Sarah Manning. I'm actually having a really relaxed day today. As you can probably tell, I'm in a t-shirt. I don't even have earrings in today. I'm kind of just taking it chill. Last week I'm sure a lot of you felt the effects of not only the full moon, but it being a full blood moon, as well as the lunar eclipse. So there was a lot of energy going around, and I'm still kind of coming down off that wave. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to, rather than not go live today, I'm just going to come on and talk to you guys about this amazing opportunity that I have. I'm super excited about. I'm going to get to that in a little bit. But the first, I just wanted to come on and talk to everybody. Actually, I'm going to address this as if you and I were sitting in a room together, just you and I, and that's it. So whoever's watching, it's you and I in a little room, private, and we're going to just bare our souls to each other. So you want to know how I knew that I was a medium and psychic. Well, I'm telling you right now, I didn't. I did not grow up. I know I've talked about this a little bit before, you and I, you know my story a little bit, but I can tell you that I didn't grow up. And if you've read my bio on the website of A1R Psychic Radio, I didn't grow up in an environment where I knew that this was normal. We're talking to dead people or having a connection to the universe. You know, and it's funny because even still now, today, I still am like, am I a little crazy that I think that I can communicate with the universe? Not with dead people. I'm 100%. I know that I can do that. But can I really, manipulate or merge with the energy of the universe to create the life that I desire? There's still a part of me that is like, is that really true? But I know it is because I look at my life every day and it's a really good one. And I'm really fortunate. And I really want you to have that opportunity too. I want you to be able to connect to your guides and feel their love. Listen, it's not just feeling their love by seeing what can happen around you, but you actually feel it as if someone's hugging you. You know how amazing it is to be hugged and, by someone that we love or someone that we haven't seen for a long time. And just someone that, having that heart to heart connection and feeling them around you, that warmth, it's just amazing. And I want you to have that 100%. I want you, whenever you're like, oh man, this is a stressful situation I'm going into, or something even as simple as like, I don't know which vitamins I need today. Maybe the universe can help me, or, I have a feeling that I should be taking this vitamin or these supplements, but I was told I should take this. Now, what do I trust? I want you to understand which one you trust. I would trust your instincts on that. And I would trust the fact that your higher self is telling you, forget about those ones. Those ones are just going to cost you a lot of money. These ones right here, they're going to do the exact same thing for you, but on a much higher scale and a much better scale, because it's actually what you need. And that's not cuckoo. I know it sounds crazy, but honestly, that's how I live my life. Listen, I go to the grocery store and get the best produce and the best meat and the best bang for my buck, because as I'm like going into the grocery store, I'm like, okay, runner guides. And literally I'm saying this in my head. First, I send my runner guides to find me the best parking spot, which is always very close. Literally, I always either get the first, second, or third parking spot every single time that is closest to the door, because I'm like on my way there, I'm like, hey, runner guides, and it's getting to the point where I don't even have to ask them. They just go for it. So I always get the best parking spot wherever I go, because I'm like, hey, runner guides, I'm kind of lazy today, so get me the best parking spot. It's kind of cold today, so get me the best parking spot and stuff. And there's sometimes where it's like, oh, that's a fourth or a fifth parking spot. I could take that one, but my guides are always like, no, Sarah, we found you a better one, so keep driving. And I want you to have that. And I want you to be able to trust that as much as I do and feel that support in the simplest of ways. Because when you feel that support in the simplest of ways, when it comes to bigger things, buying a dishwasher, buying furniture, buying a car, going to travel, making purchases of any sorts, I want you to be able to go, okay, guides or angels or whoever you decide to call on, the universe, direct me to where I need to go. And that way you'll know the difference between ego versus guides. That's one of the biggest questions that I always get asked. And I want you to know the difference as well. And there is a subtle difference, but once you have that key and once you know what it is, it becomes so much easier. Does that mean that it's like, honestly, like flipping a switch? Oh God, my journey would have been in so many ways so much easier if it had just been that easy. I mean, God, you saw me, you saw my journey. You've seen my Facebook page. You've seen me talk about times where I stumble and times where I fall. Even at the beginning of this, I said, sometimes I still wonder what's wrong with me, right? So it's not as easy as simply switching a switch. But the more you work with it and the more you trust your instincts, which big surprise, and I don't know if it's a surprise or not, but I'm like, newsflash, your instincts is your intuitive connection to the universe. I talk to people all the time that are like, I wish I could do what you do. I wish I could do what you do. And I'm always like, you can. I just have worked my intuitive muscle to such a strength that I can connect to other people, or like I've always been a medium, so I have a really strong connection to past loved ones, but my intuitive muscle was weaker. So I had to work on that. It's just like a physical muscle that you have to work as you're going to the gym. Instead of doing barbell curls to have like really good arms, you're going to do energetic barbell curls to have an amazing connection from your crown chakra all the way up to the universe, right? And the more you do it, the more practice it gets. Does that mean that everybody can be a psychic and medium? Well, for yourself, yes, I guarantee it. You can. You can get the messages for yourself, but you'll probably still want to get somebody else to do it just to validate, right? I pay people to get readings done for myself, even though I can make that connection. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. But there's so many things that are out there that it can be overwhelming. When I started my journey, I wasn't sure if I wanted to get into astrology, numerology, angel readings, guide readings, aura readings. I wasn't sure if I wanted to help people cleanse houses and spaces. I wasn't 100% sure where my journey was going to lead me. But, with patients like friends like you and guidance, and the universe is like, hey, we're going to forget about numerology and past live readings and Akashic record readings and astrology, even though you were very interested in that. That's great. And even Wicca. I was very interested in Wicca, and the universe is like, you've done all that. Let's put that away. We're going to focus over here now. But I got that message very clearly, and I knew how to pick it up. And my goal in everyday life and in my journey and my path is to help you with that as well. I also am I think the biggest thing that I want to help other people throughout my journey has been, I just still remember. So I've been on this journey since late 2012, early 13. But I remember, so it's been like we're going on the 7th year now. I remember what it was like feeling lost, feeling like I didn't belong, feeling like I was constantly being judged, constantly saying and doing the wrong thing, feeling emotions that didn't belong to me. I still remember driving with my husband down the country road from our place in Alberta, and I started crying. And as I was crying, I kept thinking, okay, why am I crying? I'm having a really good day with my husband. This is not my emotion. I don't understand this. What the heck is going on? Oh my God, I really am crazy. And my husband looked at me and he was like, oh my God, I thought we were having a really good day. What is wrong? Like, what happened? And I said, I know this is going to sound nuts, but this isn't my emotion. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not sad. I don't understand what's happening here. And, as you all met Colin a couple of weeks ago, I'm very fortunate. He's been very amazing throughout this journey. But I remember feeling that and not wanting, I remember feeling that for years without actually telling anybody because I was so afraid they would think I was crazy. I also remember seeing people staring at me that nobody else saw, right? And I remember thinking things about people that had a persona of I'm very nice and everything, but I never trusted them and I never understood why. I also, I talk about panic and anxiety, but I didn't actually know what panic anxiety was. I realized looking back now that I dealt with it for years, but I don't want you knowing that I have the tools and I have the understanding. I really don't want you to have to go through the panic and anxiety of, wanting friends, but not going out to get them, to see them, and having family and not being able to control your emotions about them. I know what that is like. And I really don't want you to have to go through that either. It's to the point where you honestly feel crazy. You feel like you're a good person, but your actions speak otherwise, you think. And that's just so stressful. And I really don't want you as my friend going through that. And so I'm going to share with you all the tools that I know of that were life-changing for me. Going on 7 years now, my life is so different. I think one of the biggest things about my journey that my family keeps telling me is, Sarah, the changes that you have made are incredible. It's, I still remember after a short while, asking my sister, what did you think about me before we knew I was a medium? And she's like, honestly, I don't really want to tell you. It's like, just tell me honest. I'm not going to be upset. And she's like, I thought you were crazy. I thought you were just a little bonkers. And I was like, yeah, I can totally see that. And I was like, well, what about now? And she's like, no, it all makes sense now. I'll see it. And I can see, why there was conflict and what you were dealing with. And she's like, and that was just pretty cool and crazy at the same time. So, but I don't want anybody to have to do or go through what I went through, trying to find a teacher, trying to find some sense of things, trying to figure, because no matter how much patience I exercised or I did all of these things, I counted to 10, I walked away from situations, I said no, I did all of these things, but it never seemed to help. So I got to the point where I was like, okay, well, you know what? For years, my dad said I was like him, and as you know, my dad had growing up had a temper, and I literally was like to the point where I was giving up, and I was like, okay, great, I really am like him, he was right and everything. But then once I found the tools that I needed and I started understanding what was going on, it was literally like I stepped into my life. I stepped into not control, but understanding. And I understood what was happening. And it was like literally like shackles on my wrists that were like poing, we see these Disney movies or these movies of any type where all of a sudden someone waves a wand and the shackles are like, they just fall off. That's honestly how I felt. It was like, oh my God, somebody has found answers for me. Somebody understands why I have really bad headaches, why in a conversation I am totally fine. And then all of a sudden, just like a volcano, just just explode, or a cup overflowing. And it's like, even as I'm arguing, I'm going in my head, stop doing this, why you're doing this, stop. And it's amazing how when you figure it out, it is so much more, it's so much better. Understanding how energy affects you personally. And I can give you the tools, but you're going to have to figure out how to use them, because everybody's energy is affected by other people's very differently. But I didn't even know what an empath was. I didn't even know. I knew the basics of the chakras, but I didn't understand them. I didn't understand the importance of them. I just was like, oh yeah, they're just energy centers. What do I need to worry about those, right? And I don't know if I believe in all this hoopla anyways. But then I found out, and I was like, well, look, I don't even have time to always concentrate on them or cleanse them. But then I found out that there are foods that I can eat that can help clear them up and everything, like the root chakra. I love raspberries. Well, you know what? Raspberries help cleanse that one. The sacral chakra, yellow peppers help that, and bananas. I hate bananas, but bananas work. Wait a minute. Yep. Oh, no, orange. That's orange. Sorry. See, I should know this. right? I'm thinking it's, oh God, yeah, red, orange, yellow, light blue, light. Some teacher I am, right? So it goes red, orange. So it goes root, which is red, orange, which is sacral, yellow, which is solar plexus, green, that is heart, light blue, which is the throat. Now, some people see the third eye as indigo, light blue, there's a variety of different colors you can see for that. And then there's the crown chakra. Some people even see the heart chakra instead of it being green. They see it as like a pinky color, which I found really interesting. There's also animals and moon phases that are associated with all those chakras. So there's so many amazing aspects of something so simple but so vital, and there's so many different ways that you can communicate with it, with your guides too. I'll give you there's songs and animals and thoughts, and I'll teach you which thoughts to pay attention to. So there's even overhearing conversations on billboards on buses or billboards as you're driving on the side of the road. Listen, messages are all over the place, but it's about paying attention to them and figuring that out. And God, I could go on and on with you and tell you how these amazing signs happen and everything, and how they work for me and all the ones that I've received. But I'm more focused on giving you that information and reminding you of how you can move forward with that and everything. So that being said, and I know that I've given you a lot to think about and a lot to really ponder. But the one thing I want to remind you is, if you're here, because you're here having this conversation with me, and you've been gracious to listen to me babble as I go through this. But I am very excited to launch my Embrace Your Intuition course. We are starting on February 15th. I am actually going to do a live webinar on February 8th to give you some little bit more detail and information about it. It's also on my website. You can go to sarahsmanning.com, and there's a Learn With Me tab, and you just click on that, and then there's the Embrace Your Intuition course. So we launched February 15th. It's a 10-week course there, and I say it's a 10-week course, but it's actually an 11-week course, because I'm going to throw in a bonus 11th week with me, and I have a surprise on that week, so I'm pretty excited about that, which is why I'm trying to keep that under my hat. But I'm not very good at surprises when I'm super excited about it. So what's really cool about this is it's 6 weeks worth of lessons through webinars that you get to learn at your own pace. But then it's 4 weeks of live sessions with me. So I have one of the weeks I'm going to do readings for you. I'm going to give you some snippets of information that Spirit wants you to know. The other weeks, one of the weeks, we're going to do a meditation where we get to meet our guides and see what they have to say to you. Yes, are you excited? You get to meet your guide. I think that was the most exciting thing for me throughout this one. No, I think that when it boils, because it really kicked me in the butt. When I really think about it, meeting my guide really was like, holy shit, this is real. Which is absolutely amazing to me. And the other thing that we're going to be that, there's going to be that, there's going to be bonuses throughout the course. I'm really proud of it. I'm really excited about it. Every time I've taught this Embrace Your Intuition course, it's been in a class setting over a weekend. However, this is a lifetime access to this course. Anytime you need a refresher, you will have lifetime access to it. You will, if I want to add anything to it, you will get the bonuses from it as well. What else? And, when I've taught this course in person, it's not just been about your own personal connection to the universe and spirit and your intuition. It's been mostly that, but it's also been moved towards doing client readings, but I changed it because I think Embrace Your Intuition should just solely be on what you get and how your intuition works for the universe and how you're receiving messages. So I've changed it and moved and tweaked it, and I want to do a lot of different things. So I'm also going to teach you about the angels, about guides, so much stuff. I'm really excited about it. There are a few different options. So you can go for payment plan. So you can go online and look at it and check out the different options. But if you do a full payment, you can, you'll get through 2 different bonuses from me. There's a 2 payment plan, and then there's also a 4 payment plan. So, and that can go into the course as well. I have no issue with that. So I'm super excited to launch it online. You guys get full access to it forever and ever and ever. You get access to me for the length of the course. I love answering questions and everything like that. So, that's what I would recommend to anybody that's even contemplating, how do I begin? Where do I begin? And the other thing too, like, I understand the fear. I understand being like, but I don't need to open that door, because what if I need to close it? But the thing is when you start learning from a place of faith, and not faith like la la la, or religious faith or anything. Faith in that the universe is real. And when I started my journey, I didn't have faith. I was like, well, I'll just go see what this is about, and maybe this can fix my migraines. Maybe this can fix I don't know what it is, but maybe going on this journey can fix me. Right? And I'm not saying that you're broken. I don't believe that. I don't believe you're broken. I think you just don't have the tools that you need for what you're dealing with. And I know what it's like to be there. And this is my biggest dream, is to try to help people that are in the situation that I once was, because I know how terrifying it is. I know how gut-wrenching it is. I know how stressful it is. And I know how hurtful to yourself it can be, even because you're trying so desperately to be good. And yet you've got this thing where you feel like you're torn in two, or you feel like you're just so disconnected from other people or life. Even from the outside, people are like, oh, but you're so kind, you're so loving. But internally, you just are like, but it just feels like something is missing. And even if you have a belief in spirit and you have a belief in the universe, this is going to give you those building blocks and those tools to start taking the messages that you're getting and building that life that you want without fear and without second guessing yourself. I think that's the most exciting part for me. So yeah, I just wanted to spend our time together teaching you about the little things that are going on. Well, it's not little. I'm super excited about it. It's really big, in my opinion. My first ever fully online, full lifetime access course called Embrace Your Intuition. It's life-changing. It's game-changing in so many different ways. It's bringing love and light into that's one of the reasons why actually love and light is my tagline, is because that is what has come into my life on a daily basis. Even days when I don't even realize it, I haven't fully connected, you kind of take it for granted and you're like, oh, I'm so supported today. I'm so loved. Thank you, universe. The other thing too, I want to remind you is I'm not telling you that you have to do what I do for a living. That is not the purpose of this course. The purpose of this course is to start hearing those voices. We all have that intuition. We all have that little thing inside of us where you're going on vacation, and as you're leaving, you're like, hey, you forgot your ticket, or, oh my God, you forgot you forgot these pills of medication that you need for this trip. You forgot that. And you drive and you're like, oh no, I'm sure I didn't. But as you're driving, or as you get to your destination, you're like, oh my God, I forgot the ticket and I don't have my pills, or this didn't happen. Oh, I forgot that. And I should have knew I was going to bump into this person so I could give this back to them. That little voice that you're just like, well, that's not possible. Where did that come from? That's your intuition. That's your higher self. That's saying, hey, listen, this is me. So I'm going to teach you, and I'm dating myself here, but remember those radios where you had to actually turn the knob? You didn't do, what is it? I want to say it was more analog than digital. Is that the right word? Anyways, I remember my old alarm clock was multicolored and gray. And I remember just barely moving the little knob, and the radio station would come in clearly. I'd take my finger off of it and it'd go fuzzy. I'm going to teach you to be able to not only find the clear radio station, but be able to take your finger away and still stay connected and still have that clarity that you've been looking for. And be able to go into a crowded room or to a family event without feeling like the air is being choked out of you, without feeling everybody's emotion and everybody's stress, and being able to enjoy yourself. I think one of the most telling things for me was when my cousin came up to me and she's like, I'm so glad that you found what works for you. And I'm glad that you found your path, because we love you and we love having you around. But when you used to come to family events, we would look at you and we would be like, Sarah's not going to last very long this time. Or, she looks like she's going to be able to stay long today. And now it's always, yay, Sarah's here, right? They don't even think of that. And, whenever they looked at me and are like, I don't think Sarah's going to last very long, I wouldn't. I would be like, quickly have a bite to eat. I wouldn't really talk to anybody, and then it's good. And it's not because I didn't love them. I loved this family. I love this family so much, but it was just so overwhelming, the emotions that I would get and the feelings that I would get, right? So that's honestly, it's my biggest dream and biggest goal, is to help other people. I've always knew I would be a teacher. I just always thought it would be in a school system. And then it was like, no, it's not going to be in a school system. My sister-in-law is a wonderful and beautiful teacher's aide. And I would listen to her and I'd be like, nope, not for me. But I always knew some way, shape, or form I'd be a teacher. And this is my opportunity. And I'm so excited about it. You can, you'll read about, there's some testimonials on my website for Embrace Your Intuition about other students that have had learning experiences with me, how they've grown from them, what they learned about themselves. It's not just learning about the course and the things that are happening and what's going on. There were massive and big shifts within themselves and what they learned about themselves and what they were delighted to discover about their own connections and their own abilities. So again, it's at sarahtsmanning.com. Look under the Learn With Me tab, and you have to click it. And it's a brand new website too, which I'm super excited about. I just built it. And yes, I did it. I'm still really proud of myself of that. So you go to the little tab that says Learn With Me, you click it, the little thing Embrace Your Intuition will go down. It'll give you a rundown of all the courses, the weekly information that you'll get, as well as testimonials, and then the payment options. I'm super excited about it. I'm going to do a live webinar on February 8th. If you just want to join me on the webinar February 8th, just email me at info@sarahtsmanning.com and I will send out the link for you to join me on that. And then we'll be going live with the course so it's not live, it's on Fridays you get the information, you get the weekend to go over it, and then the rest of the week to go over the practice and the homework and everything. So that's pretty much my time for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, allowing me to have that conversation with you. If it speaks to you, you send me any questions you have. So love and light to all you guys, and I will see you live again next week. Bye.